It's time that you ingrain this in your brain that complaining is simply not gonna get you anywhere. Whether you believe in the law of assumption or you freaking don't. This is a rule that everybody should listen to. And today we're gonna talk about the difference in renting out a little bit and finding strength over there and just plain complaining about reality, even though you know all that you know about the law. And I know that many of you might not want to hear this, but this is why you need to stick to the end of this video and watch it and actually hear it, because you are the kind of people that don't want to hear it and then you're going to actually go ahead and do it. So stop it, because at the end of the day, the more time you lose complaining, the more time we're going to do this, the more other people are going to get the desire and you're just going to stay where you are. Like, let me just get to the video. Hello everyone, my name is Neyah, and on this channel I talk everything about the law of assumption, manifestation, healthy living, and so much more. On Patreon I make weekly extra video, and then I have special content and live coaching on my membership program on YouTube, and also my e-courses are on the YouTube membership program. For more details, everything is down below. But now let's get to this video really. So I am talking from personal experience. Remember guys, that I am not here on YouTube standing on a pedestal and be like, oh, you shouldn't complain because I am so enlightened and I know so much better. It's not. I am saying this because I practice it, and I notice that every single time I get trapped in the 3D, because I still do, and every single time I get and complain, which is not ranting for a second, and I'm going to make a difference over there in a second, but it's like complaining one day and then complaining and then re-complaining about the same thing. Therefore, pay attention to my circumstances, not understanding that I'm the God of my reality, so on and so forth. Every single time I get stuck in there, something negative happens, I annoy everyone around me, and my reality shifts into a nightmare, which comes with the lovely, I don't know, gift that is being almost an instant manifester. I say always almost, because it's not like I snap my finger and it's like less than a second I get what I want, but super rapidly, that it almost looks instantaneous. If you want to know more about instant manifestation, I made past videos about it. But yeah, this comes also with instant manifestation in a way that your thoughts rapidly create. Like, the more you're going to practice the law, the more you're going to practice awareness, self-awareness, paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, the more you're not only going to see your desires fulfilled, but you're going to see, and this, everybody said this, Neville Goddard, Abraham, Florence Scovel, and all the plethora of masters of the law, you're gonna see that your manifestation come to you, or your thoughts get reflected to you much faster. Now, the old teachers such as Florence, which is even older than Neville, or even Neville, I think he was the one that actually said karma didn't exist that much. But for example, Florence and other people like the Mother and Aurobindo, which were two philosophers that knew about the power of the mind, many people say that the more you are aware of your thoughts, the more you pay attention, the more you know, the less karma, I guess, you have, and therefore you get instant, you know, manifestation of your thoughts. Now, this is very debatable, the entire idea of karma, but regardless of that, I think what is true is that the more you pay attention to your thoughts, the better your manifestation are. And you do see a correlation between your thoughts and your world a lot faster and in an easier way, which is the law of cause and effect, one of the 7 hermetic principles. The cause, like Neville would put it, is in your head, is consciousness. I talk about the 7 hermetic principles for all of you guys to understand and how to master this universe in one of my videos. Go and check it out. Anyway, let's stay on the topic. Complaining won't get you nowhere. And why I am saying this, why am I directing this video to you that are watching, or to my subscribers and even people who are new? Because lately in the comment section, all I've been seeing is people complaining. It's crazy. It's, I don't know, it's the energy. What is it? It's like, oh, I've been doing this for 2 years and it didn't work. Or I've been doing this and it didn't work. But what about my circumstances? But what about my SP, my SP said this, my SP said that, my SP is that. Oh my freaking God, how many single time do we as coaches have to say they're only thinking what you're thinking? Circumstances don't matter. Why are we losing our time complaining over and over and over and over and over? And I say over again about the same goddamn circumstance. I honestly don't understand. Neville used to say that the more you pay attention to your thoughts, the more you are going to be aware of what you're creating, but at the same time, the more you're going to stay in the old man, the more you're going to reiterate the old circumstances. Every second that you do that in your mind, you are losing time. Because yes, we are eternal being on a spiritual perspective, and we can make different videos about this, but our time on earth, let's face it, it's limited. Like, I don't care. We do not as spirit borrow this body to be eternal. That's debatable for some people, also that. But in my opinion, we do not borrow this ego and this body to be eternal. We borrow it to be temporary. So we can learn certain lessons and evolve even as manifestors and as creators. So you don't have eternal life as your ego. Why? You tell me why you are wasting your time complaining, not enjoying your life, not applying what we say in all this video, and you're not applying it. It's just simple as that. Because the moment that you give energy to your opposing thoughts for so long, and you think about it so long that you even have to comment it down below, it's because you're not applying it. So the 2 years that you have spent affirming, somewhere down the line, you have done something wrong. And I say this with all my heart because I have been there. But once you understand that, shit happens. Opposite manifestation can happen, but we ain't giving up. That's the main point. Do you think, I have been on YouTube for 7 years almost. Do you think it was all peach and roses? Even when I was affirming all my videos go viral, or I have what I want, whatever. Do you think it was all rainbows and sunshine? No, it wasn't. And I didn't see movement for such a long time. I was about to quit YouTube for so many freaking times. But at the end of the day, even if I rented a little bit, I moved on. I always identified with what I wanted. Same with all other stuff in my life. Sometimes it is hard. Sometimes you do want to give up. Sometimes you do want to complain and you do want to cry. But this is where strength is shown. This is where discipline is shown. You just don't give up. I don't care what the world is telling you. You just don't give up. You are so stubborn and so delusional to the point where everyone is going to just put their hands in the sky and say, let them do whatever they want, because they ain't gonna change their mind about their assumption. This is the strength that I want to see. That you, no matter what, are not gonna give up on your dreams. You're not gonna give up on your assumption, and stubbornly, you're going to affirm your reality. Now, let's talk about ranting for a second. Ranting can be therapeutic. I'm all for ranting, clearly. But ranting is an isolated episode. You can totally rant for half an hour, like I'm doing right now, and then say, you know what? I am going to affirm even harder. I am not going to give up. And then push yourself up by ranting with affirmation. Completely different scenario. You're not staying in your head and complaining and going down and lower and question your reality and question whether or not the law works. We ain't going to do that. We don't have time for that. Complaining is not going to get you anywhere. And this should be your number one affirmation if you have been struggling with resistance and opposing thoughts. Give you a quick example to conclude the video, just to show you the power of the mind and the power of positive thinking, how much it can affect even simple acts of life. Yesterday, I was doing some blood tests and sugar level curves, I think it's called glucose curves, for my pregnancy. Anyway, everybody was telling me you have to drink this sugary thing. It's gonna be so nauseous. Maybe you're gonna vomit. It's gonna be horrible. People faint. And I was like, nah, it ain't gonna happen to me. You guys know me, right? It ain't gonna happen to me. So anyway, I go to the doctor, I do the sugary test, and the lady that was doing my blood test, she was like, oh, you're so positive. And I was like, of course. Is there any other way to live life? We are immediate friends. Anyway, she gives me this sugary thing to drink. And I was like, it's fine. I feel good. And she's like, yeah, because a lot of the time it's the mind affecting the body. Have you ever heard of the placebo effect? Anyhow, go outside. There was this girl pregnant, same months as me, and she was just like, she couldn't finish the drink. She was feeling nauseous, horrible, and she was just really in a bad mood, and she was moaning about it and complaining. Then somebody like was happening like down the hall, like a nurse wasn't being very nice to other people, and she was moaning about it. She was really moaning, okay? Totally understandable. If she's feeling sick, she's feeling sick. Anyway, the nurse that was talking to me, which was an angel, and we were talking about prayers and positive thinking, she just took me and took me next to this girl and was like, positive girl, you sit over here, you never know the energy shifts. And that was adorable. Anyway, I'm somebody that respects people's space. I'm definitely not gonna coach or talk to this girl if I don't even know who she is, right? So I'm just gonna sit there quietly reading my book, and that's it. I was just smiling. Everything was fine. I wasn't feeling sick. Everything is wonderful. And I was just repeating my affirmations as well. Everything is wonderful. Later on, she kept moaning, this girl, and I just looked at her and smiled. That's all I did. And she was like, oh my God, I really hope I'm not gonna vomit. Because if you vomit, this test is like gone out of the sink and you have to do it again. And I simply just said to her, of course you're not gonna vomit. The worst is gone. You already drink that horrible thing. Don't worry about feeling sick. Like, it's gone. Things are gonna get better and better from now. And she's just like, you should have seen her face immediately relaxing. And then since we were talking, we engaged in other types of conversation, like babies. She told me she was her second pregnancy, and I was like, that's amazing, you're gonna have a girl. How is your son gonna deal with this? And I just like, talking about other stuff. She went for the second blood test that you have to do, and when she came back, she was so relaxed, so happy, and she's just stopped feeling sick. And her entire morning was really nice. We had a lovely time, and she said, thank you so much for talking to me. You made it so much easier. And I said, I didn't do anything. Don't worry, you're so tough. And she was. Like, she even told me her first birth, she completely do it naturally with no anesthesia. I was like, you're so freaking tough. Like, come on, not a sugar drink cannot push you down. Anyway, it was a lovely, lovely morning. You understand from this very simple example how the world in a second of this girl, just by stop complaining about how sick she was feeling, was changing, and her body reacted and responded to that. If she was exaggerating the sickness in her mind, I kid you not, you guys, she would have vomited and she would have wasted the blood test and had to go through it again, which was very painful because she was already sick by this bloody drink, a sugary drink. You understand? I know that this sounds like a day-to-day kind of example, and sometimes you wish I will give you enormous, more manifestation, grandiose examples. I do have them once in a while, but life is life. Practice not complaining, even in simple, small things. Manifestation is the best life training, coaching experience for yourself to live a better life. I'm sorry, my videos are always so freaking long. It's like, it taught me so much, and I am not perfect. Like, sometimes I still complain. Like, just the other day I was in London and it was raining and I got caught under the rain and I was tired and I started crying because it was raining. And my boyfriend was like, what the heck are you doing? Why are you crying because it's raining? I'm like, it's raining. I can't stand this weather. It's horrible, you guys. But it's from these experiences. And I'm like, why am I complaining? Complaining, it's not going to get me nowhere. And again, I can give you multiple examples, but also is the understanding that the more you practice this, like if you could just simply do this exercise and say, today for an hour, I am not going to give in my negative thoughts. I'm not going to judge other people around me and neither judge myself. And I'm not going to complain. Today, you do it for an hour. Tomorrow, you do it for 2 hours. You do it for a week until you arrive to 7, 8 hours where you didn't judge your surrounding, yourself as well, and you didn't complain. You will see how much more space in your mind you have for affirming, how much more space you have to identify with the wish fulfilled, and how much more space in your mind you have for appreciation, which is the state of the wish fulfilled, and many other things that you can experience as a conscious manifester. So we ain't gonna do this anymore. We ain't gonna lose our time complaining, but we are going to move forward in your future, and we are gonna bring the future, your desired future, in your present moment diligently every single day. Doesn't matter. I don't wanna hear, I've been doing this for 2 years. We ain't gonna give up. I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. Do you see me giving up? I'm not. We are not going to give up. Period. Okay? I love you guys. Oh my God, it was super bright on the camera. I apologize for that. I hope this video was straightforward and you guys understood the message that I wanted to give you. Go subscribe if you like this sort of videos. I have hundreds of videos about manifestation. If you want to watch my older videos as well, are still super relatable. The content is, and it tells you everything on how to manifest in multiple ways. So subscribe, hit the ring bell button so you always get notified about my new videos, and I'll see you also on Patreon and on my YouTube membership. I love you guys. Bye.